Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Sean coming at you from High Level. So I'm super excited because we are re-releasing with a lot bigger expanded scope our Anthropic MCP. So now, first up here, let me kind of jump into the release notes here so we can kind of go over this together. We'll pull up this little cute graphic here that the team made and you can take a look at it. But a couple of things. So the first thing I asked when I saw this was, well, why Anthropic and not, because isn't MCP like a sort of like a global thing? But don't worry, because it is. And so the global version of this that supports all OpenAI and all the other ones will come out here shortly. But I guess we're just starting with Anthropic. So just heads up for that, but don't worry, that is a temporary thing, not a permanent thing. Sorry, crazy ring camera stuff. Okay, so a bunch of stuff here. So live today, services.leadconnector.com/MCP/Anthropic v2. Supported Claude clients, you can read that here. The original universal endpoint remains fully supported, so there's still a universal endpoint here, and that has not changed. So what's new? Increased scopes for Anthropic. The Anthropic endpoint uses dedicated OAuth app that grants the widest scope available, spanning the full operation catalog across 40 domains. The goal, this goes well beyond what the legacy MCP endpoint does. So this is what's new here. It exposes it through PIT limited scope flows. Scopes are fully user controlled. Users approve exactly what the integration can access on the consent screen, so that's cool. So you've got the scope selection, 5 tool facade instead of hundreds of tools. So you've got instead of exposing hundreds of tools, the MCP service uses compact 5 tool facade search fetch. You can see it, so that just makes things a lot easier, so you don't have to go through this massive catalog. Agents can also discover and execute operations using search operations, describe and execute. So this makes agent creation and agent expansion a lot easier. Per client OAuth isolation, you can read all about that. Couple of platform improvements, hosted operation registry, security enhancements, as well as some reliability and infrastructure improvements that you can go through. Coverage and scopes, so you can kind of read through this, but 625 operations across 40 domains, 571 active operations. This is really big. Upcoming clients, like I said, OpenAI, Cursor, Windsurf and VS Code, backward compatible, so existing MCP doesn't go anywhere. There's all kinds of awesome demos here, but if you look at this fancy little graphic, what is Lead Connector MCP and the big confusion? So you can see AI, ChatGPT, MyBot, into MCP, Lead Connector account. Is it universal? Why does it say Anthropic? Is it Claude only? No. The label is about security, not exclusivity. So you can kind of just pause this up and read this. I don't have to read it to you. One quick thing though that I wanted to show you is here is the demo video that they put together. It is all of, so you can just sort of see, okay, so settings, I'm going into connectors, customize, and then this is where I can actually get and find, or in this case, add a custom connector. And so it's going to add in the, and by the way, this is all in the documentation, so you don't have to, you can just watch this like I am, like a movie, and see the exciting conclusion and all the action, and you can still get to this all in the documentation, so don't worry about that. So then you add it in, basically, you connect it, it's going to pop up a connection flow. You're going to go through the connection flow, figure out what sub-accounts, select which ones, figure out the scopes, all the things, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're back into Claude, you've got your connector. And now when we go back, excuse me, into Claude, you can see, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do something. So in this case, I'm going to use the LCMCP to fetch my contacts. I bet. Yes. Okay. See, I haven't seen this before. So just a really simple example here, right? Fetch my contacts from LC. And guess what? Now it's going to do that. And it's going to go in. Oh, yep. Here's the right one. We're going to figure out the parameters, this and that. And then here in a second, they've got 20 contacts and bam, now we just fetch them. And guess what? There you go. MCP integration, ready to rock, out of the box, ready to go. Super excited the team made this happen. And just in general, so that everybody is kind of on the same page here, our goal is to make sure that we interoperate on the MCP side with everybody, because obviously if you're out there building your own tools, we want to be part of that flow to the extent that you want us part of that flow, but we don't want to make you have to choose between the two. And that's the most important point here. So I'm super excited that the team got this out. There are docs here. So if you go to marketplace.gohighlevel.com/docs/other/MCP, you can find it. And if you need to get that, just pause this video and grab it. So there's a lot going on here. And of course, we'll continue to make this better as we get your feedback. But just in general here, you can kind of see real quick, you can see how we're going to separate the scopes in the future, just so that as we, so that way, if you're using to the Anthropic to, in this case, let's say read contacts, you can have Anthropic just have access to the context, but maybe OpenAI, you're gonna have it manage payments and edit context, right? So it gives you the ability to scope down very specific to each of the models, what you want those models to be able to do and not do, instead of just having one open MCP where basically any integration has access to the same scope. So anyways, on that note, I know this is a long video. I hope you have an amazing Monday, and I'll see you next video. Thanks.